Funmilola, and I'm an organizer with Black Lives Matter. We're here this morning with a coalition of community organizations to talk about really three interlocking items. The first is the murder of Riddell Jones, the police killing of Riddell Jones, a 30-year-old black mother of two who was killed on August 12th of this year. She was killed in a very closely knit black neighborhood, and I want to first begin by reading a statement from her family. Her family is based in North Carolina, and this is what they said: that LAPD called to inform me that my sister Riddell Jones had been shot and killed by LAPD. My family and I had been notified almost 2 weeks after her murder, while the community in California was fighting for justice on my sister's behalf, and we had no idea that she was deceased. I read numerous articles with various accounts of what took place, but what remained the same was the picture of a lifeless black woman on the ground covered by a white sheet, and she was my sister. I remembered watching similar events happen to other families. I would pray for the soul of the deceased, their family, and their community. I would pray the prayer of guilt about how glad I was that it wasn't my family. Well, if they looked like me, my sons, my husband, my family, then it was or could have been me. This time it wasn't just my skin, but it was my blood. And so this is from the sister of Riddell Jones. Again, Riddell Jones was killed on August 12th. Her family wasn't even notified for almost 2 weeks. We were unable to get in touch with them because the police did not release any photos. It was investigative journalism that helped us uncover her name. Black Lives Matter organizers actually did identify Riddell Jones through social media, but because we didn't have a picture, we didn't want to reach out to the wrong family. It took us less than an hour to identify her using social media, and if we'd had a picture, we would have been able to identify her. So this is again an extreme example of the disrespect and dehumanization of black families that's carried out by LAPD. The first speaker representing Black Lives Matter and also the neighborhood in which Miss Jones was killed is Funmilola Fagvamila.
Okay, so yes, my name is Funmilola Fagvamila, Funmilola, and I'm going to briefly speak about Riddell Jones. As Melina, Abdullah mentioned, a woman who was killed in mid-city LA not very long ago in an area also known as the Jungles. The story is that she was pursued by LAPD after having allegedly robbed a nearby store, and according to the report, actually the murder has not yet to have been reported by LAPD, but according to the story, she was holding with her a kitchen knife and something around $8 that she had taken from the store. Now, I want to go ahead and emphasize the fact that if the case is that LAPD was pursuing her because of this and shot her to stop her from running away in the back 4 to 5 times, one thing I want to emphasize is that you do not have to shoot a person to kill. You don't have to shoot to kill in order to pacify a suspect.
That's right.
You do not have to shoot in an area on their body that will actually kill them. These are things that need to be emphasized. It does not. You do not have to shoot above the leg area, right? I'm talking about the intention is to pacify the suspect, correct? If that is the intention, then in order to do that, you aim necessarily. Anyways, what I want to say also is that this is not a time for respectability politics. We can oftentimes get into a conversation of what did she do? Why was she running? What was happening here? Did she actually steal from the shop? This is not the conversation that we need to be having. This is not that time. It always gets into a conversation of what did the black person do to deserve, essentially, because that's what we're saying when we start to kind of justify these types of murderous attacks is what did they do? Why were they running? And it's criminalizing them without actually trying to blatantly criminalize them. And so I want to emphasize once again that it's not a time for respectability politics. We need to talk about why LAPD responds to these types of things in the way that they do. LAPD is known nationally, not only nationally, I would argue globally, for being vicious in their attempts to pacify black people and in their killing of black and brown people. And so this is a situation that is of dire urgency, that it cannot wait anymore. The conversation about the way the LAPD operates and their level of accountability to black people in this community, in the city of Los Angeles. So we've seen a level of arrogance from LAPD in feeling as if they don't have to respond or be accountable to these murders that are happening on a weekly basis, I would argue. And so on a daily and weekly basis. So it's necessary for us to continue to do this work and to hold LAPD accountable. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.